Now, this next interview, you're going to learn, you're going to see an incredible toy. I mean, it's not really a toy, it's for everybody. And it's for everybody to learn from. Actually, it's, how our world is changing so much. We see movies about robots and all this kind of stuff. We don't really understand. We think it's something for the techies or, somebody that, you read about and it'll never be you. Well, this is a toy for adults and kids. It's really to teach kids how to be good at this stuff. And because you can make robots out of straws. You take a whole box of straws and you can make an elephant robot that walks down the road for you. And stuff like the neatest thing that lights up at night and walks across the street and cleans stuff off your floor and all these kinds of things just with straws and a robot. And little electronics are like 50 cents or, $10 or $20, $30 for all this stuff. Man, you wish you were a kid. And it really what it does, it excites kids to be part of this because this is where the growth in the world is coming from. Electronic stuff, how many kids worry about cars anymore? My kids forgot about cars. They don't want to know about the new PC. Now I see little kids with tablets. They don't even read books anymore. They're getting everything on tablets and doing it. So now could you imagine if little kids are building robots so they can make robots to cure cancer or whatever it is. But you too as an adult, find an excuse to find a kid to buy this one. It's nothing. It's really cheap to get one yourself to learn how this stuff operates. Because really, once you get it on a small level like that, then you could expand your mind about, hey, I could use this to find a golf ball or whatever that is important to you and how to use technology. See, it's all about this. Technology is all over. It's just that we don't know how to use it. And that's why now, Apple spent like $500 million giving out $500 million to people in 1 week, the first week of January, who make apps for their app store. $500 million in 1 week. There's like 20 million apps now available. Books are out of date. It's always going to be apps. That's how you communicate. But it has to do something. It has to lend something. Not just the same stuff we had in the old technology. Now it lights up for you in an app or something. No, it's stuff that does stuff like that. Here now a robot can do stuff with the little technology. So start learning. If you're growing up, secretly watch this next video because you can learn how to do this. And for $50, start building your own robot. So watch. Well, Carl Bursted, and more importantly, it's quickbot.com, and you have just the coolest thing that's going to make every kid in the world want to be a high-tech geeky.
Yeah, that's right.
But actually, it's a toy that really teaches electronics, coding, and it runs on straws. How cool is that? Well, what made you think of this thing?
Honestly, a lot of kids were already craving this. So I've been doing technology workshops for kids for the last 1.5 years.
I see.
And it's part of a global movement called Kids Hack Day. And about a year ago, we had some kids playing around with straws. We have a construction toy called Strawbees, which this is built on top of. So they were building some weird creatures with the Strawbees and the straws. And some other kids were doing some electronic stuff and programming on the other side of the room. And at the end of the day, they were trying to combine these. They sort of started putting straws on the leads, and but there wasn't really a natural way for them to make their creature come alive because the electronics tools that we were using were not so mobile. They were a bit clumsy, a bit too big. So that's when I got the first idea, and that was in December 2013.
Wow! And now, you make animals, you make monsters, you make you make things that clean things. What is that one? Wow! And they just hop around the floor.
Dog.
It's a dog. Wow. Yeah, I saw an elephant that somebody made, put it on their head. I mean, and it's next to nothing, the cost of this thing. I mean, before you're saying that
well,
it was so
we're
expensive.
using. Yeah, sorry. That's right. It's really cheap and very accessible. You can get them anywhere. The actual brain of the little creature, this one, it's built on top of Arduino, which is an open standard for programmable microcontrollers. So it's fairly accessible. It doesn't have any expensive production cost because it's just a circuit board.
So QuirkBot, now this, you packaged it up for a Kickstarter campaign, crowdfunding, and God, you got almost $50,000 already, you know, and people, and so you could get into this thing, I think for like almost only $30 or something, and you get a starter kit, and it's now what you're saying with the open source software and stuff you could just get for, you know, $10 at Radio Shack. I mean, you could be making robots and monsters.
Yeah. So I mean, the standard kit that allows you to build this, it's that you can, well, just, it's moving. I'll put it on the floor.
Okay.
The standard kit that allows you to make this. It costs $69.
Wow!
But then it comes with the brain. It comes with the motor, which is off-the-shelf component you can get at Radio Shack. And it comes with the straws and the Strawbees, which is this little construction toy here that allows you to connect.
Oh, I see.
Straws.
So there's straw. It's like erector sets in my day, or something like that, or Lincoln Logs. All those. You know, so you have something. I mean, what's neat is you're teaching kids not to just look at a screen. You know, they're really working with their hands, electronics, and doing all this other stuff that, you know, looking at their iPad all day is not developing much.
Well, we try to say like this, you know, that mankind has always been making and playing with his own toys. And there used to be a time when kids just went out into the forest and used only their hands and their imagination and whatever was at their disposal to make, you know, anything and everything that they were capable of imagining. Like you take some pine and turn it into a space shuttle. You put some sticks on it, and you know. And my parents have always. I think we have a lot of people from your generation, and including mine. I'm sort of in between. Has this nostalgia of this, the way it was before when you were just. You had much more room for your own imagination. And you were making stuff with your hands.
Exactly. And that's what's neat about it, because everybody worries about these kids won't be able to do anything anymore because they're just looking at code and punching keys, you know. And now you've turned all that around, you know, and plus introduce the next generation to technology and the power of this. Man, so if you start to learn to make little robots, then your mind's going to jump to solve other problems, you know, that are more than just fun. And create a whole new generation to use this technology better.
Yeah, and I mean, you're touching on an important point there, because we really, I mean, this organization that I was part of founding called Kids Hack Day, where this is product has, we really believe in hacking and the hacker mindset. And for some people, hacking might still be have a negative connotation, but for us, it doesn't really have that much to do with computers. You can hack code and change code, but you can also hack electronics, and you can hack your toys. You can hack anything, really. And hacking is just taking something that has been designed for you to be used in a certain way, and then changing it to be
absolutely that's why I'm hacking the government for people, you know.
You are hacking the radio.
And I spoke at a hackers group last week, and yeah, I mean, this is ideal for them because now they could they could bring their kids to a hacker space, and they could work on this together, because people, maybe a grown-up will say, oh, I don't want to build an elephant out of straws or something, but man, a kid does. And also, even if you're an adult, if you build an elephant out of straws and see that sucker walk around your floor, you're going to think of more important things to do, even as an adult, not so much a kid. Plus, it's a great gift, man. If you have kids in your life, grandkids in your life.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It has. We are firm believers in the value of play. And I think all meaningful learning has to start with play. Because that's what kids can really relate to. And so it's not only a toy to make toys or a maker toy, but it's also something that can have a lot of value for education also. So we're we're selling it as a toy, but we're working with after-school programs. A lot of schools have shown interest in this because it's very open-ended, and you can extend it to and build a really big robotics program for your school. So it has sort of all of those aspects, which makes us very excited.
But if you're having fun, man, you're going to stay interested. You know? That's the key of life. So we're teaching kids.
Like, adults need to learn how to play also.
Absolutely. They hate their job every day because they're not having fun at it. So if you realize, work could be fun, and now you're teaching people how to be creative, participate, and have fun too. What could be better than that?
even if they don't have kids, they either buy a few of our Quirkbots or they consult you to know how to have fun and how to play.
Absolutely. No, that'd be a great party game, man. Your friends come over for dinner, and you put a bunch of these things out, and you make it after dinner, instead of playing some stupid board game. Yeah. And
we have. I mean, I try to always communicate in the value of play, but also bring in a slightly more philosophical angle to play, and something that sort of touches, I think, everyone. And that's this quote. We're working with the Science Center in Stockholm, and at the entrance of their space, they have this quote, which I love. And it says, you don't grow older you don't stop playing because you grow older. You grow older because you stop playing.
That's so, I believe in that. That's why I'm working like hell, trying to have fun every day.
I mean, it's important. It's important to feel creative and to keep your curiosity.
So you don't grow. Well, let's see.
You don't stop playing because you grow older. You grow older because.
So you don't stop playing because you grow older. You're growing older because you stop playing, right? Well, wonderful. Well, we all got to go to Quirkbot, QUIRKBOT.com. Find out about this. You got a couple more weeks on Kickstarter, and you got a good deal there. And just to watch you guys and find out more about the Kids Hack Day too. To have one in your area would be wonderful. Everybody to do. And so, thank you.
We do have a school kit also.
Well, it's ideal for anybody, whether you're in science class or any kind of class. To have something like this. Well, you're a delight, Carl. Thank you for using your talents, and you got out of engineering management or whatever that boring thing you were doing to help the rest of us learn how to have fun.
Goodbye.
Bye. Quirkbot.com. Take care.